I've been working in the area for a while. I started my own business 4 years ago. Gardening, maintenance, and installation. If you're wondering, no, it's not normal for me to be in front of the camera like this. I was approached by a Norwegian filmmaker making a botany documentary. He asked if he could follow me around, get a sense of what my job is like. Now I'm part of some fancy international team he's put together. Everyone else involved is some kind of scientist, mostly out of Europe or South Korea. But my perspective is uniquely valuable, as Mr. Nordgaard puts it. Going in, nice 45-degree angle cut, about a quarter inch above that node. Make the cut, nice and clean.
If the natural process of sleep is prevented, then after 2 weeks the plant starts to turn yellow.
Out for a morning stroll.
Anything that's considered bay-friendly or drought-tolerant is going to be something that wants to be cut back pretty hard.
Then the neighbor would shed less kudu, and there was no mortalities on his farm. Something was influencing the rate of fermentation. Now what could that possibly be?
Everything I say gets translated into Norwegian. Sometimes I wonder if it even matters what I talk about, really. He'll just put in whatever he wants. So lately I've been pretending I'm a scientist. No, we'll be lucky to be alive in 10 years. We've got microbe activity that can wipe out every living species. Unprecedented drought just waiting to happen. Weird genetic modification evolution going on with these hybrids coming out and melding with what's already there. Fungus, and bugs, and, the fight is happening right now, and we're not thinking about it, but the other side's out there sharpening their tools. I think the more confident people get that they know what the problem is, the more we know there's some problem beyond confident people. Confident people cause the problems they're confident they can solve. I'm cutting grass and mowing lawns because somebody thought that would solve a problem. You can see how things get twisted around in people's minds. More confidence, more opinions, more action. Throw in some reaction too, why not? Add it to the cauldron, melt it all down, let your grandma make a soup out of it. Watch her sip on that for a few thousand years, start boiling down another one.
Of dying. All this is to say that time runs differently for plants than for animals.
Scientific studies about plants began less than 100 years ago. In the 1920s, Indian botanist Jagadish Chandra Bose tried to show that plants not only had sensations, but some kind of consciousness. He was well ahead of his time, using electricity to stimulate plants. He launched pioneering research into plant growth and plant reaction to electromagnetic waves.
In the problem of finding an analytic equation of state that has the property.
In the 1970s, Soviet researchers flirted with sensitive plants. The results were spectacular. In their experiments, they managed to anesthetize plants with chloroform, stimulate them with candles, or, as in the famous experiments with frogs' legs, these discussions submit leaves to a healthy
Make the cut.
The cost was high
Strip that
for
leaf.
both animals and people.
See if you can get a close-up on that. That's the node, that little pink dot right there. That's where that new growth is going to come out of. That's where you get your flowers from.
Plants and animals, or at least between plants and inferior plants and animals, plants and beings, plants and inferior plants and beings, plants and beings, plants and beings, it's not that big. Plants and beings, plants and beings, it's not that big.
let me first say that I've been as confused as you are for the past few thousand years. It hasn't been going well. Everyone's been reacting to the trauma in different ways, inventing their own little rituals, and chasing their tails, and I'm no exception. Frankly, I've had no idea where to begin. The most confusing part for me, the damnedest thing, is that everybody's been operating the best way they know how. You've built hospitals and prisons and greenhouses and think tanks and oil tankers, churches. You've hollowed out trees and sailed around the world hurting each other. You stockpiled grain and sanitary napkins. You raised murderers and chickens in incubators. You've had unchecked desires and fears, and sometimes you heat up some spare water and take a bath in it. Of course, as many of you had a strong hunch about, I've been up here the whole time, like I said, just as confused as you are now, banging around. For the life of me, I could not figure out what the problem was, which brings me to my announcement. I figured out what the problem is. I have good news. You see this hose here? Well, somehow it got tangled up on itself, and everything should be working much better now.